Minute Prop 5 here on the 5 Reasons YouTube channel. I'm Ethan Skolnick. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick and at 5 Reasons Sports. I got Ross Brown. You can follow his work on Twitter as well. And he's been giving you the props from his home in Massachusetts. We mention all the time that you can still use the code 5, F-I-V-E, at Prize Picks. Get your initial deposit matched up to $100, just not in the state of Florida currently, although we're hoping that that's coming back soon. You can, if you actually have the app, you can see the props right now. So we're sort of halfway there. So I feel like we're getting some resolution on this shortly. But in the meantime, outside the state of Florida, use the code 5, F-I-V-E. Get that initial deposit matched up to $100. You don't need to put down $100. You can put down 10, but again, they're going to match it one time, and then there are no rollovers after that, which is a good thing. All right, Ross, let's get to it. Huge. Obviously, people focus on the NCAA tournament. We're going to go a little more heavy NBA today. Big NBA slate. There's actually some games that do have some meaning for the playoff chases. We'll start, though, with the Heat, as we always do. They're in Washington. They lost to the Wizards last time, but they just beat Portland by 60. With that being said, Poole and I've mentioned this, Poole and Kuzma were 8 of 40 in a loss to the Pistons the other night, which means that this will be a clutch game, I'm sure, because that's the way that these things go. So I'll give you my one pick here with the Wizards, and then I'll jump in, and then you can jump in with yours. Corey Kispert just torches Miami on a consistent basis. I don't even know if you can call him a random scrub heat killer at this point because it's happened so often. I'm going to go over on his points tonight. I believe they're 14.5. They could be 38.5. I'd still play it over. Take Kispert. There it is. They bumped him a little bit, actually. I would still play that over tonight. They obviously, the Wizards aren't going anywhere. Kispert is a former first-round pick who they've given a lot of run to of late. So I would expect him to go crazy against the Heat as he always does. What do you like in the Heat-Wizards game?
One of my favorite picks of the day is Nikola Jovic, over 7 points. I mean, he's in the starting lineup. He's going to get minutes. He's been hitting this line consistently the last 4 out of his 5, and he's averaging 9.6 in those last 5. Washington, we know, has a bad defense, but the Heat love to play down on their opponents. So it could be another blowout like it was in Portland the other night, but if it's close, he'll still obviously get the minutes. So I love over 7 points. I mean, if he can get hot really early, I think he'll definitely hit this line.
Yeah, a couple of threes and one bucket, and you're there. And he is going to play. He was upgraded from probable to available, so he will be playing tonight. I would assume back in the starting lineup, especially with Caleb Martin out today. So a few more minutes there, perhaps, for him. And then, as our producer David Eversole mentions, 10 points in Game 1 in the last game against Washington. I'm gonna also play Terry Rozier today. His points, rebounds, and assists. Terry, I hate to say this, feels like one of those guys that gets going against bad teams. I think he'll stay aggressive in this game. Was very aggressive in the last game. Does have Duncan Robinson back next to him today, so that will take up some of the shots. I don't know how heavy they're going to lean on Duncan, though, since he's coming back off the back injury after about 2 weeks out. But I will play Rozier over on points, rebounds, and assists tonight, get everybody else going, and I do think he'll get enough of his own. I did not play the Jimmy Butler prop at 19.5. I don't know if we're going to get interested Jimmy today or not. And I also don't know if this is going to be a blowout. So I kind of stayed away from all the Jimmy numbers today. Anything else you like off Heat Wiz?
Yeah, the Bam Adebayo assist. Bam is, especially if it's a passive game and, they're going to defer to some of these other guys to try to keep staying hot. I love Bam Adebayo today. He has a devil, I believe, that's super, super exciting to look at. 4.5 assists. I mean, you can see the numbers there. Hit that line 3 out of 4. If he gets hot, this team gets going, especially blowout early. They're going to be passing the ball a lot. I'm hoping for a good offensive game for us, but, I love this line. Definitely a demon pick for sure.
All right, let's run through some of the other games with a pick or two here. I know you've got a few. I'm going to give mine and kind of get out of the way. I like, in a game otherwise that I would not pay attention to, Clippers and Hornets. Clippers trying to hold that 4 seed in the Western Conference. The Hornets are trying to hold on for the year 2029, I guess. I'm going to play Brandon Miller over, though, on his points, rebounds, and assists. It came in at 25.5 the last that I checked. He was on a bit of a scoring run for a while. He's been a little bit more up and down of late, but I do think he gets it going. I looked at this number. He has been over this 7 in the last 10. So I'll play over the 25.5 on points, rebounds, and assists. I was glad to see it come in that low. Also on the Toronto game, another game I wouldn't pay a whole bunch of attention to. Otherwise, well, I guess the Raptors are playing the Sixers, so that does affect the Heat. The Sixers are just behind the Heat. Gary Trent had a very high point number today, 24.5. So I was kind of like, okay, has he been that hot? I know he's been getting. Oh, I'm sorry, 18.5. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. My apologies. I was looking at the demon number. All right, so we'll stay off of that one. 18.5 seems like a fair number. I saw the 24.5. I was like, wait a second. I'm not. I would play that one. All right, let's get to some of the others. Lakers, Nets, Knicks, Thunder. Let's start with those two. Anything you like off those?
Yeah, the Lakers game. Austin Reeves. In the beginning of the season, I didn't think he was going to be really passing the ball a lot. He was going to really try to up those numbers in scoring, but over 5 assists, he's hit that or pushed that line in the last 5 games. He's been averaging 8 total in that span, and he's pushed twice, so meaning he's had double digits of that line for the past 2 games. He's passing the ball a lot. Anthony Davis, LeBron are loving to score the ball a lot, so I love that line for him, especially against Brooklyn. Not a great defense. I expect a lot of high scoring in that game, so the assist numbers I think will be very, very solid for him.
All right, Knicks Thunder.
Knicks Thunder, another one. Josh Hart's one of my favorite guys to play in Prize Picks just because of the minutes that Tibbs play him. I mean, just any overs for him I feel like are always going to be very, very close. So I got over points, rebounds, assists 29. So this one feels like one of those games that's going to be very, very close. Tibbs is going to give him an insane amount of minutes. That line's even dropped a little bit there. He's only hit this 2 out of the last 5, but all those games that he did not hit those were blowouts. So I believe this will be a very close game. I think the Knicks are actually favored in this game by 1.5. So I love this line. I think, like I said, Tibbs is going to play him an insane amount of minutes. I definitely think this is going to be a good pick.
Knicks have a shot at the 2 seed in the East if they can get themselves together here. Cavs and Nuggets.
Yeah, it's an early one. I'm going to go with our boy Max Strus. Over 10.5 points. I love taking Max Strus points. Donovan Mitchell has been struggling. I was going to take his over. It's a low number. I think it's like 21 or something like that. But he's been struggling to even get to the 20s in the past 4 games. So I'm taking Max Strus over 10.5 points. He's averaging 13 points in his last 4 out of 5. He's hit that line of 4 out of 5. And against Denver, I think it'll be a higher scoring game, especially for him.
Yeah, just came back, but didn't look like he lost anything. I think he was 5 of 7. With his shooting in the last game. Well, let's close with this one. Mavs and Rockets.
Mavs and Rockets game for Texas. I like Amen Thompson over 9.5 rebounds. I know that's a weird one. I normally hate taking rebounds, but this guy is like a triple-double machine, it almost feels like sometimes. He's hit this line 3 out of 5. He's been averaging 11.2 rebounds in that span. Both times he doesn't hit that line were by either 1.5 or by only half a point. So I like this line. He's been getting double digits pretty easily throughout the season. So 9.5, I think, is a solid pick. I think he gets that double-double range today.
All right. Follow Ross and all of his work. Thanks to our producer, David Eversole. Make sure you use the code 5, FIVE. Get the initial deposit match up to $100. Some of the props here: Reeves over 5 assists, Hart over 29 PRA, Strus over 10.5 points. I mean, Thompson over 9.5 rebounds. Jovic over 7 points. I like Kispert over on the points. Bam over on 4.5 assists. Rozier over on PRA. Have a good day, everybody.